Hi, it's Kelly Shippey, and I am going historical again today for our recipe. This entree is going to be a meat pie, but this is going to be the easiest meat pie that you have ever made. First thing I'm going to do is I have a pan on the stovetop. We're just going to add a little olive oil to it. And then we're going to add chopped onions. This is a half an onion. And a half a bell pepper. Now we're going to let those mix together and get nice and soft. And add a little pepper, little salt. And that's it for the veggies that are going to go inside. Now for the meat, I'm going to use a Polska Kielbasa. And I have half of a Polska Kielbasa here ready to go. And I'm just going to chop that up. And I'm going to quarter it because I don't want huge chunks. And this is really more of a sausage than a meat. Traditionally, when they would make a meat pie, and they've been making meat pies since, gosh, the medieval times. In fact, in medieval times, they had a tradition when they were having a feast of making something in the 12-course meal that they would serve. One of the things, if it could be a dish that looked like one thing, but when you opened it up, it was something else inside, that was a huge ta-da moment, and everybody loved it. Oh, wonderful! And that was what they did. And you know they've been making them because, 4 and 20 blackbirds baked in a pie. That was really what they did. It would be a meat pie. Usually, though, they would use a leftover meat, so whatever they had left over from the last couple of days worth of dinners, that's what they would use to put in their pie, because once you reheat it and recook it, then it's safe to eat again because you've heated it back up past 160 degrees. All right, I'm just going to throw these quartered bits in with our veggies and just kind of brown them on the edges, and then everything will go into our little pie crust, which I'm not really using pie crust. My family really prefers it when I use the dough for, get away from me, and I use the dough that makes croissants because it's buttery and flaky, and that's what we prefer. So I'm just going to brown this up, and then I'll show you when we fill up our dough. I've taken our Polska Kielbasa off of the heat, and I am filling our dough now, which is the croissant dough that is seamless. You can get it seamless now, so you don't have to try and get all the little perforations stuck back together. And I have separated it in half, and I am going to fill up halfway, just halfway, because you need to fold it in half to make a pie, of course. You want it to look like a little pie. And we are naturally going to put a huge dollop of Philadelphia cream cheese on top of these guys. Now, I don't know if you've tried it yet, but Philadelphia cream cheese and Polska Kielbasa, or any real added spicy sausage, is fabulous with cream cheese. All right. Little there, yes, I told you, a huge dollop. As I said, we love cream cheese on, oh, come off, it's stuck. And same thing on this other guy. This is probably a ounce, maybe 2, depending on how big you want it and how creamy you want it, but really, really good. Highly recommend it. Now we're going to fold point to point, and they're not going to fit exactly, but that's okay. And just press them together on the ends. And then there's a little leftover dough on either side, and we're just going to cut that off. If I can find my knife. Here we go. We'll slice off the ends that are extra to make it look pretty again. All right, now we're just going to crimp the edges with a fork. Make it look pretty, a pretty pie. Also helps to bind it together just a little stronger. And then we'll do a quick egg wash to the top so that it browns nicely. And this recipe makes 4. Good, couple little stabs in the top to let the steam come out so that it's not soggy when you open it. Quick egg wash on the top, and they'll go into a 375-degree oven for about 15 to 20 minutes when they start getting golden brown. Now everything on the inside is already cooked, so we just have to get our croissant dough to cook up, and then they're ready to go. I just pulled them out of the oven. Now let me scoop one off of here. Look at how golden brown and beautiful they are. And do you see how big this is? Generally, this would have been even bigger. If you were doing a traditional meat pie, you would have made one huge pie that the whole family or the whole table would have eaten out of and just taken servings from. But I made individual servings, and yes, I made large individual servings because we like this dish. And you can always have leftovers, right? I'm going to top it with just a dollop of our Philadelphia cream cheese. And I'm not trying to confuse anybody or show them that it's something else and try and trick them into thinking that they're having a different kind of pie. So I'm going to just put a little bit of sweet basil on mine. And now I get to eat it. We're going to take a taste right off the end because this one's mine. And you know what? Let me open it up so you can see how ooey gooey and delicious the inside is. Can you see that? All that cream cheese. Oh, maybe I'll lift it up for you. See? Ooh, the cream cheese and the kielbasa and the buttery goodness of the flaky crust. Mmm. So good. Mmm. Don't need any other seasonings. Just throw it all together. It only took 15 minutes to cook, and now we have a fabulous meal. Probably leftovers. I don't know. Maybe not. Bye for now.